Breaking travel news, roving around, that's quite appropriate considering where we are, Emaar Hospitality. Mark Kirby, how's this event? I mean, it's great to get out there and meet people face to face.
Yeah, it's really exciting to be back here in the World Trade Center for the Arabian Travel Market. Why? Because obviously this year is a year that we can come together, to meet old faces, to meet new buyers, and really just update everybody on what we've been doing over the last 12 months, and to be back in here in Dubai in socially distanced but with precautions in place just makes it a lot of sense, because this is the first mega event of the year.
You say updating, and what's been going on over the last 12 months. There's a lot to talk about. I mean, not only different brands, but awards, the Guinness Book of Records for different achievements. So where should we start? I mean, should we start where shall we start?
Well, why don't we start? We go back to March last year. We had closed all of the hotels but one. The Address Downtown was our flagship hotel. We made a lot of learnings out of that. We put a program in place to look after our guests and our staff and really make sure that we could very carefully reopen. So that was really critically important for us as a group, to make sure that we were seen as the hotel company that really looked after our guests' safety. So we did a lot of practices in place to make that happen. In that time, after we started reopening the hotels, we were then able to actually open new hotels. So we opened up the Address Beach down in Jumeirah, which is a beautiful property with an infinity pool on level 77 that won, as you said, the Guinness World Book of Records, which is really exciting for us.
Mark, as you were saying, that learning process during March, April of last year, I mean, you had no guidebooks, no handbooks to point you in the right direction, totally unknown.
Yeah, well, that's why we closed the hotels initially. Number one, because obviously there was, like all businesses, you want to protect the business, in terms of its cash flow, number one. So that was incredibly important for us. But most important was actually protection of our guests and our staff. And because we were all trying to find a way around it. And I think that then helped us by having our properties closed, by having the Address Downtown open. We were able to work with the government, local government, with the frontliners, with the DTCM on really understanding what we could and can't do. And I think all of us became, we all started to research a lot. And then a lot of companies came forward to us, and we sort of tried and tested many systems. And we eventually put together a program which we call the Thinking Forward program that got a lot of recognition. We worked with Boca as a sanitization expert. We got a Bureau Veritas certification. We also worked with the Dubai DTCM, and we got a Dubai Assured Hotel certification. So we were part of the hotel company that was on a lot of the videos of reopening Dubai. So it was a really good, big educational process.
And moving forward, we will do in a moment, but still reflecting back on openings, and you mentioned the beach, of course, the Rove on the beach as well.
Yeah, so we opened, there was 3 beach resorts we opened last year. Address Beach I talked about, we opened up Rove on Emaar, which was very exciting for us because that was our first beach property for Rove. And then we opened just recently our Vida resort in Al Khowaim, which is a 5-star resort. And it's very exciting for us because it's our first Vida out of Dubai, exploring into the UAE. And that's received a lot of really great positive responses to it in terms of its location, in terms of the building itself, the staff, the team. It's really enabled us to sort of reinvigorate Vida in a sense.
Now, for viewers outside of the region, I mean, Breaking Travel News comes out of London. Give us a quick overview of the brands. You mentioned 3 there. The brands under the umbrella.
Yeah, so under our umbrella we have obviously for the mid-market level, we've talked about Rove, and that really hit the market by storm, and we're continuing to open. We have one Rove that's actually going to be in Expo, so it's the only hotel within Expo itself, so we're very excited to be doing that. We've got one in City Walk opening up as well, so that's the mid-market brand. We've then got Vida, which is our 4-star and 5-star level hotel, which is a little bit more relaxed, and it's they're in great locations. And then we go into our 5-star category of brands, which are the Address and then the Armani hotels as well.
Mind-boggling from a management perspective, I suppose, under your guidance and your steering of the ship, so to speak. So how do you cope with so many brands?
But it's a big team. We're predominantly we're working towards being a management company. We've got a great team around us who look after it. The teams in the hotels, the general managers who really work tirelessly to make sure that they look after our guests. Our focus as a company has always been about really very much guest focus and really providing great hotels and assets. So we work very tirelessly on that, and that's a credit to the teams on the floor. And then from a corporate perspective, we've got a really great set of individuals who look after and guide people. So it's one big team effort.
The management aspect, that's another story really, with the release of some of the properties to other owners, entities. We'll leave that for another time. But you mentioned Expo. So how key is that going to be for you and the entire industry?
Well, Expo is a very exciting opportunity. Why? Because we are the hospitality partner for Expo 2020. We've been working very, very closely with Expo, obviously since last year, and continuing. And now, as we're getting closer, even more so. So we're very regularly engaged. We have a team that's dedicated to that project. We've got the only opening hotel there. Plus, we'll have our hospitality tower. So the Emaar hospitality tower, which is actually inside of literally inside the middle of the park in the Al Wasl Plaza district. So we're very excited to be able to launch that.
How's that going to operate then? Who will it be available to?
So it's available to people who want to have that sort of VIP experience, want to be able to get fast track into the park as well. It's for people who want to be able to utilize the facilities of that. There is event spaces also in the tower as well, so you can actually hire some of the space within the tower to be able to actually host events within it. So it's really it's going to be a very multicultural mix within that tower.
So a tower for VIP and corporates. And to finish off, Break and Travel New.
Corporates, anybody just wanting to enjoy the facilities of the tower whilst they're actually at the park, because it's an enormous park and there's so much to see.
Okay, and to finish off, there's a lot to talk about, but to finish off, Break and Travel New, sister organisation, World Travel Awards, how important are they to you as a hospitality operator and the industry as a whole?
Well, World Travel Awards has always been incredibly important to us because it really recognises, the great work that the teams are doing on the floor, and really, there's a lot of emphasis put on, providing exceptional service with really great products. So the World Travel Awards has always been very, very much in our hearts, and we've seen that over the years with both the Address brand and Armani receiving a number of awards over the years.
Mark, thanks very much indeed for your time, and it's good to meet face to face here at the Arabian Travel Market.
Really nice to see you again after all this time, and that's what's the beauty of the Arabian Travel Market.